It's been a week since my little brother and I have moved to the new town, Mystic Woods. The town is small but has a lot of character. The only problem is, we don't really fit in here. I think it's because we are human and the rest of the town, not so much. Let me explain. Many years ago, the town originally started with a small amount of people. Okay, not people, but werewolves. They claimed the land as their territory. Back then, the pack only built a few huts for them and survived of the land. But as time went on, the pack became bigger, and the amount of werewolves were too many to just live of the land. So they started developing their territory into a small village with only a few shops. But now it's an entire town with a lot of shops, restaurants, grocery stores, clothing shops, etc. When the town got so big, it caught some people's attention, so they moved here. Most of them move away again since the werewolves are mean, cruel, and sometimes scares them away. I think the only humans that live here now are mated to a werewolf. It doesn't really matter if anyone wants me in this town or not. They can try and scare me away, but I won't leave, since I have no choose but to live here. It might be the only place where my brother and I will be safe. We ran away from home about 2 months ago. My stepfather wasn't the nicest person ever, or nicest werewolf ever. Okay, that's an understatement. He is the devil himself. He has abused me more times than I can remember, and he has done things to me that no 17-year-old girl should have had to experience yet. And what made it worse was that he would abuse me in his wolf form as well. It's easy to say that I hate him. I hate him with my entire heart. I would have ran away on my birthday, which is in a week, but 2 months ago he attacked Noah so badly that he had a blue eye for a week and claw marks that still look like they're healing. After that, I couldn't take it anymore. I mean, I could take him abusing me. I actually wanted him to hurt me because that meant that Noah was safe. It meant that he wasn't the one bleeding or crying or bruising, and that made it worth it. I know Noah isn't my really brother, but he means everything to me. I love him as if he was my own baby. I would rather have all my bones broken than have him bleeding from a cut. But anyways, getting back to the town, it's in the middle of the forest, which I personally love. There's almost 1,300 people living in the town, well, in the territory. Only some pack members stay in the town itself. The members that live in the town are either very old or very young. The rest of the pack lives in the forest somewhere. The town has your regular places, like a cafe, clothing shops, boutiques, a mall, and ect. There's also a high school, which I, of course, go to, and a bar that I also work at. All in all, it's a beautiful place. Don't worry, you can too, if you try a bit harder, I retorted, as a huge grin spread through my face. The man scoffed and tried to land a punch again, but I was too fast. I quickly sidestepped him and landed a knockout punch on his left cheek. I smiled at the man laying still in front of my feet. Maybe next time he won't underestimate me. The announcer grabbed my arm and lifted in the air and began saying, "And the Black Hood wins again," he shouts. The crowd cheers and claps as I climb out of the ring. I love boxing. I don't want to toot my own horn, but I'm actually very good, and I haven't lost a match yet. I mean, I've only had like 8 fights, but still. I've even gotten my own stage name, Black Hood. I think I got it because I always box with a black hoodie on to cover my face. It's better when people don't know they're fighting against a girl, especially a human girl. I know you probably don't think I could actually beat a werewolf, but I have my own little tricks, like putting a layer of wolfsbane over my gloves. What? It's not cheating, it's leveling the playing field. Plus, it only works on werewolves, so as I'm fighting a human, nothing will happen. After the match, I quickly grabbed the money I earned for the fight, then moved to the cleaning supplies closet. I grab my bag that I hide behind a box and empty it out. I quickly change into my bartender outfit and sigh when I look down on myself. I hated the bartender outfit. I looked so slutty. The outfit consists out of black Converse, black jean shorts that stop just under my bum, and a black crop top that showed most of my flat stomach. The crop top had the bar name on it in gold, The Rain. I redid my hair. I pulled my raven black hair into high ponytail and then decided I can't do anything to look less bad. So I packed everything into the bag and went to the bar to fetch my apron. Sophia, I know it's only your 4th day, but this is the 2nd time you have been late. If you're late again, I will have to let you go, Todd said in a mad and sad voice. Todd was tall and had brown short hair that matched well with his brown eyes. He was the one that gave me the job, and he's very nice, well, as nice as can get in this town. I quickly apologized and promised not to be late again. He doesn't know I'm the Black Hood. Nobody does. The rest of the night, I just take orders and fetch people's drinks as they continue to watch people box. I finally finish at 11 and greet Todd before leaving. I move towards the black, rusty, and old Harley-Davidson bike and start to drive home. I can't wait to see Bilbo. The last time I saw him was this afternoon when I picked him up after school. After 5 minutes, I pull up to the house. The only house I could afford was a small, oldish, wooden house right at the end of the town. The house was very close to the forest, but it didn't bother me since I love to run in the forest. I walk up the stairs and unlock the door. Just as I finish unlocking it, Bilbo pulls the door open and jumps into my arms. I stumble back a bit, but stabilize myself and hug his small frame back. Noah is only 6 now, yet he is more grown up and smarter than most 12-year-olds. He always has so much energy and joy in his small body. I missed you, Fifey, he yells as he hugs me. I move to sit on my knees and place a kiss on his forehead. I missed you more, Bilbo. I grab his hand and stand up again before pulling him into the house. I walk down the hall and move to his room. I pick him up and tuck him into his single bed. You, Mr. Bilbo, should have already been sleeping, I say lightly and raise one eyebrow. He quickly spins on his side and shuts his eyes before he fake snores. I giggle at his dramatic reaction and kisses his cheek before leaving his room. I walk to the bathroom, which only consists out of a toilet and shower. I get undressed and take a record-breaking shower, since the water was ice cold. Yeah, we don't have hot water. I can't even remember when I took a nice, long, hot shower. I move to the door next to the bathroom, which is my room, before I fall into my bed and instantly fall asleep. I woke up from a cold breeze blowing through my open window. I slowly stood up and moved towards it. I closed the window and turned to the alarm clock. It's only 5 a.m., so if I want, I could squeeze in a run. I walk to my small closet and pull out a long black tights and a matching black sports bra. I pulled my hair into a messy bun and then took my running shoes out from under the single bed. I wrote a letter saying I went for a run, just in case Noah woke up, and then locked the door as I exited. I put my shoes on outside so that I wouldn't wake up Noah by accident. I tied my shoelaces and hid the key in my shocks. I stretched for a minute or two and then started to run into the woods. I loved running in the forest, listening to the sound of birds and animals. It's so calming. As I run, I thought of everything I need to do if we want to stay here permanently. We will have to get a new house. The wooden house is just so small, and it has become fragile with time. I need to think how I will pay for Noah's school. I mean, my payment for high school isn't a problem, since I have a bursaries. Lucky I always made sure that my grades were still excellent, and I am a very good sprinter and long-distance runner. At the moment, Noah also has a bursary, because like I said, he is a genius. But I think the pack members are trying to get him and I kicked out. Even at my job, some people complain about me, and that I haven't even been there that day. The local pack are assholes. 3. How the hell will I convince the local pack to accept us? I speed up my pass as I get more frustrated. I'm still frustrated, and I pick up the pass again, and now I'm just full out sprinting. I run like this for a minute before I stop completely. I realize that I'm way deeper into the forest than I usually am, and I start to get nervous. I might be living on the local pack's territory, but if I get too close to the pack house, they will attack me. I start to freak out, and I quickly turn on my heels to start running back. Oh please don't let me die. As I silently pray to whoever is listening, I hear something behind me. I didn't dare to look back. All I did was increase my speed. The sound behind me started to fade, and I felt a wave of relief wash over. That was until I heard howls and growling not too far from me. I stopped and took a big branch from the ground, ready to swing at whoever tries to attack me. After a minute of searching, I didn't see anything. I also didn't hear growls anymore. All I heard now was the sound that a dog makes when it cries. Before I even realize what I am doing, my feet move to the direction of the sound. As I move forward, the cries get louder, and then I see it. A small, brown wolf covered in blood. It picks up my scent and snarls at me. I hold my hands up and drop the branch. The wolf is injured very badly. I slowly try to approach it. It's getting so weak, it can't even keep its head up anymore, and finally just lays still on the ground. I drop down next to it and see that it has long, deep scratches on its belly and has bit marks all over its body. Oh wait, it's a she-wolf. I pet her head as pain throbs in my heart for the creature. The wolf opens her eyes again, and I notice that it is a piercing blue. Her eyes are so humanizing and beautiful. "It's gonna be okay, girl," I whisper to the wolf as it closes its eyes again. I look around to try and see what I can use to help the wolf, but there's nothing. "Think, Sophia, think," I tell myself. "She's losing a lot of blood. Damn it, what do I do?" I then think of something. I quickly take off my shoes and my socks. I bit into the hem of the sock and rip it, tying the two pieces together to make a longer bandage. I do the same with the other socks and make one large bandage. I tie it around her neck very carefully. I want to stop the bleeding, not choke the poor thing. I then take my thighs off and silently thank myself for wearing a black boy short panty. I rip my favorite tight in half and then wrap it around the wolf's more serious injuries. This at least helps a bit. The bleeding has slowed down. I try and think how I can help the wolf even more. I want to carry her to a vet, but even though she isn't very big, she is still very heavy and still too big to carry. I sit and think for a few seconds before I hear twigs snap behind me. I quickly grab my branch and spin around. There are two massive black wolves in front of me. They growl and snarl at me. I stand in front of the wolf, not wanting it to get attacked again, but the wolves never attack. They just stand there and try and look behind me. They have the same beautiful blue eyes. Maybe they are family. I slowly stand up and move behind the brown wolf, with my stick still in front of me. The wolves slowly move to the brown wolf. The one tries to wake her up with its nose, but she doesn't. They then move to my makeshift bandages and bit on them lightly. They slowly pull her back into the forest, while their piercing blue eyes stare at me. What the fuck just happened? I stand there for a few minutes before I realize I'm semi-naked in the middle of the forest. I turn around and head back home. When I get there, Bilbo is already at the door with his book bag. He turns and sees me. He looks relieved and yet still stressed. "Fifi, school is going to start. Where were you?" he asked, getting a bit frustrated. I know he isn't really mad, otherwise he would have used my nickname. "I'm so sorry. I'll tell you after school," I say while I run into the house and grab some gray shorts and some clothes I can get changed into at school. I grab my bag and run to my bike. I drove like a madwoman to get Noah to school on time. After dropping him off, I go to my school, turning off the engine just as the school bell rang, letting the children know class will start in 5 minutes. I grab everything and run into school. I get side-eye by almost everyone, and most of them look at me with disgust written all over their face, or just flat out laughs at me. Just as my chemistry teacher was about to enter his classroom, I stop him, panting and out of breath. "Dear Lord, what happened to you, child?" he says in his deep voice. "Wolf, fight, helped, change clothes, please, class," is all I could manage to get out in between breathes. He frowns at me. "Just go clean yourself before entering my class, Miss Hale," he says, and I throw him a thumbs up as I lean on my knees. After catching my breath, I walk to the girls' bathroom and look at myself in the mirror. Oh, fuck no. I have blood on my forehead, twigs, and leaves in my bun, and I look like I just spent 2 weeks living in the wild. Great. I already get terrorized by these people for no reason, and now I just handed them a bomb to throw me with. I sigh and start to clean myself. I watched my face and redid my messy bun. I then took out the gray oversized sweater and blue short. I paired it with my gray pumps and walked to class. Since I was late, the entire classes started at me as I entered. The only open place was at the back, next to the mean girl, Sarah Gray. She's been mean since day one and have almost made me cry 5 times, and it's my 5th day here. I looked at the ground and made my way to the back. Just as I sat, Sarah raised her hand. "Yes, Miss Gray." The teacher lifted his eyebrow. "Sir, I'm sorry, but I won't be able to focus with Miss Hale smelling like she's been dead for 7 years," she said in an innocent and sweet voice. Sweet my ass, I internally thought. The class of course thought this was the most funniest thing ever and started to laugh. She then turned to me and gave me the bitchiest grin ever. "Miss Hale, maybe you should go to the girls' locker room to shower," Mr. Fillmore said. "What, but the—" "No buts. Go," he said with a finality. I scoffed and rolled my eyes. I grabbed my bag and stomped out of the room. This day can't get any worse. Since I have an off period, thanks to Sarah, I decide to actually go and take a shower. I mean, it wouldn't hurt, and I would really like to get the smell of blood and sweat off of me. I entire the locker room and make sure nobody else is there. I then start to take off my clothes and look at my body. I would have had a very beautiful body if not for the scars and marks. My body is a light tan color, and my green eyes pop with my raven black hair. I also have an athlete's body, meaning I have muscles in all the right places, but I'm not buckled. I have an hourglass figure, and even though I'm short, I have long legs. I just wish that I wouldn't have to look at the ugly claw marks on my back and side. It's because of my scares that I don't like to wear open clothes except at home and at the bar. At home it doesn't matter, and at work it's too dark to see them. I don't know how long I was staring at myself, the mirror, but I stopped looking at myself because with each passing second, I can feel myself just getting more sad. I decide to just take a quick, cold shower and get dressed in my clothes again. I towel dry my hair and leave it down so that it can make natural curl. I wait for the bell to ring before I make it to my next class. I already feel drained and it's only the second period. I mentally sigh and walk to my next class. Since I'm the first one here, I sit at the back next to the window. I didn't really listen in class and just drawed the brown wolf from earlier today. I keep on seeing those blue eyes. Why do they look so familiar? For some reason, that's all I could think of the entire day. The bell rang and it was lunchtime. I moved to my locker and placed my bags and books there. I took out my reading book and reading glasses. I kept my head down and walked to the cafeteria doors. But before I could make it, I dumped into a wall. No, not a wall, the kings of the school. Out of everyone here, I hated them most. They were cruel on another level. The boys turned around and slowly their eyes met my. Damn it, now I'm going to get it. The twins were your typical popular boys, drop-dead gorgeous. They both have a jawline, six-pack, and no matter what shirt they would wear, you would always see their muscular bodies underneath. They had midnight dark hair and beautiful blue eyes. They were also captain of ever team and ever sport. I got off the ground and muttered a small sorry. Aw, the poor child fell down. How sad. Maybe we should call her family. Oh, wait. You don't have a family, do you? One of Sarah's friends said. Everybody started focusing on us. All the twins' friends and Sarah's minions. Oh no, she has that little weird kid brother. I bit my lip, trying my best not to attack Sarah for insulting my Bilbo. Tell me, how close are you and him? She lifted an eyebrow and took a step closer. If he gets scared, do you claim in his bed and make his fear go away? Or do you help him shower and bath? You know, to make sure he's clean everywhere? Does he help you clean everywhere, Sophia? She said in a sick and twisted voice. He's 6 years old. How could this bitch talk about him like this? I wanted to scream. No, I wanted to scream at her. I wanted to hurt her. I wanted to punch her for each word she said. She wasn't done, though. She took a few steps until she was right beside my ear. She then leaned in closer to me. Soft! Punch her! Attack her! Do something! I yelled at myself, but still stood frozen. I think you're alone, Sophia, and not because you want to be. I think everyone leaves you because they know how worthless you are, how much of a disappointment you are. I mean, if I had a child like you, I would kill myself. Is that why you are alone? Because mommy and daddy killed themselves because of you? She yells in my ear. I felt warm liquid run down my face, and I realized that I was crying. That is it. This girl need to know I'm not weak. Everyone else was laughing. The twins were practically on the floor. I turned my head and looked at her sideways to see her grinning from ear to ear. That was it. That was the last straw. I didn't even know what was happening. It felt like I lost control of my body, and everything my body was doing it did on its own. My hand reached for her blonde hair and grabbed it before I pulled her head back, and my other hand balled into a fist before landing a punch straight on her nose. She stumbled back, but I was already in my boxing position. I landed another hit on her left eye and another on her right cheek. I was about to punch again when I felt something pushing me into the wall. I hit my head, and my vision was blurry for a few seconds, and my glasses fell off. After a second or two, I then saw the twins, each holding an arm against the lockers. The twin on my left was Grayson, and the one on my right was William. William was probably an inch taller than Grayson. "Let me go right now," I yelled through gritted teeth. They pulled me forward and then slammed me against the locker again. It took my vision longer to clear this time, but when it did, Sarah was standing in front of me, her eye a few shades redder, and her cheek had a cut that was bleeding. I smiled at this sight. I know I will probably die now, but at least I'll die happy. She grabbed my face with one hand. "If you apologize now, I might let you live," she snarled. I smiled and spat in her face. "Do your worst," I say with a proud voice. The boys throw me forward against the other lockers, and I fell down. Sarah grabbed the back of my hair and lifted my face to look at her. Before she started punching me rapidly on the one side. It was the fourth punch now, and she let go of my hair and moved back just enough to kick me straight into the ribs. I tried my best to keep the scream in my throat before I bent forward and watched as red liquid dropped out of my mouth. The twins came and lifted me to my feet. "You bitch should learn your place. This wasn't even a quarter of what we will do to you if you ever disrespect us again," Grayson said in a deadly voice. "Your pathetic fat ass should leave this town. Otherwise, you will regret ever coming here, and we will make sure of it," William finished with just as deadly voice. I smiled with the blood still dripping from my mouth. "Sorry to say, boys, you're stuck with me," I say, smiling a bloody mouth smile. They throw me backwards, and I feel like I went through the wall when my back hits it. I definitely hit my head open or something broke. I'm sure of it. The last thing I see is Sarah walking toward the boys and resting a hand on each one of the twins' shoulders, grinning at me. But I don't focus on her. No, I focus on the twins' blue eyes, those piercing blue eyes, until I see nothing but darkness. I felt a stinging pain shoot through my cheek as someone lightly places something very cold on it. I flinched at the stinging and heard a light little voice apologized. I didn't recognize the voice, so I didn't know if I should stress or not. I started to remember the ass whipping I got and realized I must have paused out. Fuck, Bilbo. I shot up and instantly regret it as pain shot up every piece of my body. Wow. You went through a lot. Your body needs rest. I heard a girly voice say. "How late is it? I need to pick up my brother," I said as the dizziness started to fade. I slowly opened my eyes and saw a little red-headed girl. She was probably 17 or 16, but she looked so much younger. "It's okay. You've only been out for 40 minutes. Who is your brother and where is he? I'll go pick him up and bring him back here." She said in a shy voice. Who is this girl? And why is she helping me? I frowned since I didn't know what to do. She realized my confusion and continued talking. I am Layla Frey. I saw how badly the others were treating you, and I wanted to stop them, but I knew I couldn't, so I stayed until they left, so that I could help you. She finished. Are you also one of them? I asked before I could stop myself. She looked towards the floor and nodded her head. I'm a Omega in their pack, so I know how it feels when they treat people like this. That's why I wanted to help you, because I know how badly it's needed after one of their fights, she said with a sad and fearful tone. I lifted my hand and placed it on her shoulder, giving her a small smile. She returned the smile. I'm sorry they're such assholes. My name is Sophia Hale, but my friend call me Soph. My brother is Noah Hale, and he's in Red Hawk School. I would really appreciate it if you would fetch him. Just tell him you're a friend of mine, and if he doesn't believe you, say, Bilbo, Fifi needs you to come with me. He will believe you then. I finish with a smile. A school is just down the street. I'll go fetch him while you rest here. Soph, she said with a bigger smile and quickly took her keys and walked out of the door before saying a quick goodbye. I think we will be good friends. I smile to myself. I finally have a friend. I look around the room and realize I have no idea where I am. This can't be Layla's house, since she is a teenager, and all teenagers have to stay in a pack house. I know that much. I'll ask her when she comes back. Maybe it won't be so bad here. I was woken up by someone laughing. I slowly stood up because my head was still sore as hell and everything else still ached. I move out of the lightly pink-painted room and into a green-painted living room. I smile at the scene in front of me. Noah was running around the couches while Layla was chasing him. He was laughing so much, it melted my heart. After a few seconds, Layla notices me and Noah also. They both looked scared and shocked to see me. Noah slowly walked towards me, tears forming at the back of his eyes. Why does he want to cry? He took my hand and pulled me downwards so that I would be eye level with him. He lifted his small hand and placed it on my still sore face. That when I knew what was going on. Not because I remember that I was beaten, but because of Noah's action. Whenever I would get beaten or burned by our father, Noah would place his hand as lightly as he could on the place that it hurt, as if he could take the pain away, just like he is doing now. His tears started to fall, and just as he started to cry, so did I. We ran away from home so that we wouldn't have to deal with abuse and to move forward with our lives, but I feel like we just took 20 steps backwards. I'm sorry, Sophia. We can leave. I know you want to keep me safe, but there are better options than this. This place isn't worth it anymore. Noah cried out and gave me a hug. I patted his back until he started to calm down a bit, and then I pulled back so that I could look into his eyes. Like always, Bilbo, you are right. I don't want this to be our new life. I promised you happiness and joy and a real life, but this isn't it. This is just new people with the same problem. We will leave right after my birthday, okay? I finished and he smiled and nodded. I stood up and walked to Layla. I gave her a light hug and then looked her straight in the eyes. And you, my new friend, will be joining us. She looked taken back, but Noah jumped up and down and yelled at the top of his lungs. Yay, our new friend is joining us! Our new friend is joining us! Yeah, yeah, yeah! We all laughed at his behavior. And she looked at me and nodded. So it was settled. For the weekend we stayed at Layla Granny's house, the one with the pink bedroom and green living room. We planned everything out and had fun the entire weekend. We watched movies and ate pizza. We played board games and had lots and lots of conversations. She told me how badly the pack, Blood Moon Pack, treated her, and how she was basically a slave to them. And I told her everything as well. I told her about my parents and my stepfather. We left it about a lot of things, but that night we cried our eyes out. That's when I also decide that I love Layla and that I will not see her as a friend, but as a part of my family. It just sucks that Monday, we will have to go back to school and face all the other problems in our lives. I was so ready for today. I know, it's not normal to look forward to a Monday, but today will be my last ever Monday in this horrid town, and then I will start a new chapter of my life with Bilbo and Layla. It also helps that it may or may not be someone's birthday today. Who could it possibly be? Oh, wait, it's me! I'm finally 18! I know most people will say they feel the same as yesterday when they turn 18, but for me, it's not like that. I feel so happy and full of life, ready to start the day and kick ass. I don't know why I feel like this or where I got this sudden burst of energy, but while I have it, I'm going to enjoy every second. I jump from my bed and walk to my closet. I want to wear something nice today, something that will complement my happiness. After thinking for a few minutes, I finally found the perfect outfit. I got the small pink box from the back of the closet and took out the black dress that was placed in it. It was my mom's. It's the only thing I have left of her. I want to wear it. It will feel as if she is a part of my special day. I pulled the tight dress over my head and then matched it with a cream lace shirt. I braided my hair to the side and matched it with Layla's cream boots that I had borrowed from the previous day. After getting dressed, I went to the kitchen and made me some coffee and poured some orange juice for Bilbo. I then made some fresh toast since it's my favorite meal to have in the mornings. After finishing with the toasted, I called Noah and told him to come eat. He didn't reply, so I called him again. No reply again. I walked to his room and knocked on the door. He didn't answer, so I slowly opened the door. I walked into his room and wanted to cry when I saw the scene in front of me. Noah held up a sign that said, "Happy 18 birthday, Fifi," and there was a bouquet of flowers in his hand. It was clear to see that he had picked them from our small garden, since some of the flowers still had ground at the end of their stems. I smiled a pure smile and moved to my knees in front of Noah and gave him a bone-crushing hug. I pulled away, and he whipped away a stray tear. "Happy birthday, sis. I didn't know what to get you, so I did this. Oh, and I also have this one other thing." He finished and ran to the other side of his bed. He lifted a big picture frame with a photo of the first time I held baby Noah. I tried so hard to keep the tears from falling. It was at least nice to be crying from happiness this time. "I love it so much, Noah. I love you so much. Thank you. I can't believe you did all this for me. I really appreciate it," I say and gave him another hug. We stood like this for a while, but Noah, being a typical boy, said he was hungry and dragged me back to the kitchen, where we finished our breakfast that I made a bit earlier. Afterwards, we brushed our teeth and then went to school. I was glad to see Layla waiting for me in front of the double doors. When she saw me entering the school's parking lot, she ran to me. We hugged each other with so much love, and she jumped up and down while singing, "You're finally 18. It was funny how close we got in such a short amount of time. "Damn, girl, you look fine as hell. I didn't even know you had such a big booty or such a small waist. I think all the guys are going to drool when they see your sexy ass body in this sexy outfit," she said with a truly shocked voice. With each word she said, I blushed more. I mutter an embarrassed thank you and pull her into the school. I greet her before she walks to her class on the far end of the building. As I walk to my locker, I feel the stares from people in the hallway. I stopped in my tracks when a biggish man stepped in front of me. "Hi, Angel. I don't think we met yet, but I would love to get to know you in my bed," he says with a huge smirk on his face. I didn't feel like screwing up my good mood, so I just walked past him and to my locker. I quickly grabbed my drawing book, since I have art the first period. When I finished, I realized that the hallway was quiet. Not like they were talking softly. No, it was dead silent. I looked to my left side to see why everyone was so quiet and saw that they were all starting behind me. I turned around and immediately my eyes locked with the two gorgeous twins. They were starting at me. The people in the hallway made a clear path from me to the twins. Oh no, please don't let them kick my ass today. I just want my last day to be good. They started walking towards me, and I slowly backed away. It didn't help a lot since they were much faster than me. They stop right in front of me, and their eyes look like they have 100 emotions running through them. Hell, they looked so hot. They both wore a gray shirt that hugged their perfect bodies. SBD Grayson had black pants on, while William had a creamy white pants on. They're so freaking hot. No, Sophia, stop, I yelled at myself. I looked up and locked eyes with them again. Before you hurt me again, let me just inform you that I will not be causing any problems and I won't be in anyone's way today. Oh, and I decide you were right. I shouldn't be here, so I'm moving tomorrow. It's my last day here and I would really like it if you would just let me get through it in peace. I say in a shaky voice, fear clear in my voice. I thought I saw hurt in the boys' eyes, but I probably just imagined it. They don't reply and just stare at me. I turned my back to them to leave, but they grabbed my shoulders and turned me back around. They both growled the most shocking word at the same time. Mate. My eyes widen in horror, and I start to tremble with fear. Their arms brush up mine, and I feel small sparks jumping between our skins. I can't be their mate. I'm human. No, for those of you that don't know what a mate is, it is like a soulmate, a person that you can't live without. If they are hurting, you are hurting. If they are happy, you are happy. If they die, you die too. They're your everything, and it's very, very rare to have a human mate. It can't be, no, I say, and run to the exit. They will reject me. They will hurt me. I can't be their mate. I started taking short breaths since my lungs were not getting enough oxygen. I was halfway in the parking lot when I felt a sharp pain in my chest. Is this a panic attack? In seconds, the darkness consumed me and I was fully out. I woke up to the sound of birds singing and warmth. I truly had a weird dream about the twins, but right now, laying in this soft bed, I feel complete. I haven't slept this good in years, and I haven't felt this safe and warmth in so long. I don't know how late it is, but I don't care. Just for the next few seconds, I want to appreciate the feeling. Just until it lasts. I turn on my right side and snuggle further into the soft silk pillow. Wait, silk? I jump up as I remember what happened with the twins. It wasn't a dream. I immediately want to run, but my vision blurs and my head is pounding. I move to sit on my knees as I rub my eyes. In a few seconds, my vision is clear and I soon realize that I'm not in my room, then in another massive room that I don't recognize at all. I look around and see I'm completely alone. The room is so gorgeous. In front of the bed was a small little living room with a large white couch facing the fireplace, and above the fireplace, a TV. The right of the bed had a beautiful view of the woods outside, with a small patio. There was also a door next to the bedside table on the right. There were two other doors, one on the left of the other bedside table, and on the left side of the far corner besides the fireplace. After I stopped drooling over the room, I walked to the door closest to me. I opened it and saw a master bathroom. Even the bathroom was bigger than our old wooden house. I badly wanted to take my old black dress and lace shirt off and just stand under the water, but I had to find out where I was and how to get back to Bilbo. I walked to the door in the far corner and I slightly opened it. It opened to a hallway. Okay, this is my way out, I think to myself. Before I leave the room, I quickly grabbed the poker from the fireplace tool set and walk as quietly down the long hallway. I reach a staircase that has many steps. Hell, on what floor am I, 20? I sigh internally. I walk down the stairs, trying my best to stay as close to the wall as I could. When I finally reach the end, I bend down and look around. In front of the staircase is a big kitchen, and left of it is a lounge, and on the right were two big double doors. The exit, I tell myself. Nobody was in the kitchen, and only one person was in the lounge, and he had headphones on. I lightly start to run to the double doors and quietly slip out of them. I run down the steps and see that I'm in the middle of the forest. I started to walk to the gravel road, but then I heard someone scream. No, not someone. Bilbo. I know it is him screaming. I have heard it enough times to know exactly how it sounds. I run to the edge of the building and turn around. I didn't see anything, so I moved down the wall until I'm at the back of the massive place. Then I saw it. Bilbo. He was running from a wolf. In milliseconds, I took off running towards him, the poker of the fireplace ready in my hands. Noah, run! I tell and sprint to him, my dress making every movement uncomfortable. The wolf's ears jump at the sound of my voice and immediately turns its head to me. Before it can do anything, I swing the metal and hit it straight across its face. I take Noah's hand and place him behind me, lifting the metal on front of me, ready to fight. The wolf is clearly pissed and starts to growl at me. I move back and keep one hand at the back to make sure that Noah is near me. The wolf steps forward again, and I strike it across the face again. Okay, it's really mad now. I move to strike it again, but it grabs the metal with its teeth and rips it out of my hands. Its eyes are full of rage, and the ash-colored wolf lunges towards me. I turn my back on it and try to cover Noah as much as I can. Its claws right the skin of my left arm, and I yell out in pain. I turn around to face it again and see that it is still fuming. I push Noah away from me as it runs up to me, its fangs fully out. I cover myself, best I can, and wait for the impact. But just as the wolf was about to reach me, it was tackled to the side by a huge black wolf. Another huge black wolf runs up towards the ashes-colored wolf and the black wolf. The black wolf snarl at the ashes-colored one, and the other wolf finally submits to them. I take this time to run to Noah, who is curled into a ball on the ground. Hi, Bilbo, you okay? I ask as I lightly put my hand on his head. He starts to move out of his position and looks at me with scared and sad eyes. I'm sorry, we were just playing. I didn't know you would get hurt. I'm sorry, he says in a shaky voice. I hug him with my right arm, since my left arm is still hurt, and whisper sweet nothings to him. After he calmed down, I look to where the wolves were. They are still there, but they are not doing anything other than staring at me. Why are there 3 wolves here? Why is there a massive mansion in the middle of the woods? Why are the wolves? And at that moment, a light bulb goes off in my head. I finally realize what is going on, and I stand up from the ground and hide Noah behind me again. Shift, I say in a flat and steady voice. The wolves look at each other before I hear bones cracking. I look away and close Bilbo's eyes as well. I hear scoffing and ask if they are done. Melody's voice answers, and I turn back to the place where the 3 wolves were, but now there were 3 men. The one guy had orange hair and hazel eyes. He was very built. And then, of course, the other 2 guys were the twins. They nod to the orange hair man, who is only wearing a blue basketball short, and he turns around and leaves. The twins' eyes fall back on me, and a silence falls upon us. The boys only have basketball shorts on, and I can't help but look at their stunning bodies. Their six-pack fully on the display, and the "there me" lines are just begging me to run my fingers over them. No. Focus. I tear my eyes from their bodies and look straight into their eyes. They had big grins on, clearly seeing how I checked them out. I felt heat rise to my cheeks and decided to speak before I get sidetracked. Did you bring me here? I asked in a steady voice. They just nodded, and I rolled my eyes at them. A low growl come out of their chest. Why did you bring me here? And why in hell's name did you bring my brother as well? I asked, getting a bit frustrated with their not caring attitude. They both just lifted their shoulders and ignored my question. I scoff in frustration. Fine, don't answer me. Since I'm fine, Noah and I will be leaving, I announced and turned around with Noah's small hand in mine. In seconds, the twins were in front of us. You are not leaving, growled Grayson, his chest rising and falling with each word. Yes, I am. You are not the boss of me. I snap at them and William steps closer. You will either stay here willingly or not willingly. Your choose, he says as his eyes turn a shade darker. My body is boiling with anger. How dare they talk to me as if I'm a child? I step closer to William. I don't have to listen. I fail to finish my sentence as a pain shots through my arm. I feel my knees giving in. Suddenly my hands grab onto a warm, firm surface. Grayson's chest. He hooks his on arm behind my knees and his other arm around my back. He lifts me up and I fall into his chest. Light sparks jump between our skins. I'm fine, I mutter, feeling a bit out of breath. You're losing a lot of blood. We need to get you to the pack hospital, William says. I whispers Noah's name. Not wanting him to be alone in this new place, I'll call Layla to come and look after him. Nothing. I don't hear the last part, since I faint. Again, I wipe the sleep out of my eyes as I wake up, after passing out for the second time. I tried to push myself up with my left hand, but fell back onto the bed, since my left arm was still very sour from the wolf attack. After groaning in frustration and pain, I hear 2 pair of footsteps rushing to my side. I lift my heavy eyelids and see 2 worried twins. I roll my eyes and try to sit up again. I feel spark in my back and saw that William was supporting my back while helping me sit up. I look at Gracelyn and see him scanning my arm and shoulder with fear in his eyes. I'm fine, I say when I am finally in a sitting position. Their eyes jump to mine, and anger is dancing in their eyes. What idiot attacks a wolf with a stick? William growls. I roll my eyes again and scoff at the idiot part. Anyone that sees a little boy being chased by a wolf, especially when that boy is your brother. But you wouldn't understand, since you actually need a heart to worry about someone. And just so that you know, it was not a stick, but a fireplace poker. I finished. I felt like a smartass, but I most likely just sounded like a child. They just scoffed and rolled their eyes. A silence fell over the room, and I took this opportunity to ask about Noah. Your brother is still with Layla. We'll tell her to bring him to the hospital, Grayson said and moved to the seats next to the window in the hospital room. William moved to the other open seat. The hospital room looked like any other average hospital room. White walls, machines monitoring my heart, and 2 seats next to the one window. So, is this a real hospital or the PAX hospital? I asked as if it was the most normal question ever. Their eyes grow wide for a split second before returning to their normal size. Pack, how did you know we were wolves? Grayson asked in a curious voice. You aren't the first werewolves I have met, I said and swinged my legs over the bed, turning my back to them. I slowly tried to stand, and after I felt strong enough to carry my own weight, I moved to the mirror on the wall. Do you know what a mate is? William asked. I stopped in my tracks for a few seconds before I nodded my head and continued to the mirror. When I got there, I moved the white hospital robe sleeve away from my shoulder and looked at the white bandage that covered the side that I was scratched on. I slowly loosened the bandage until it was completely off. The scratches were almost healed. It was only 3 dark red lines now. I ran my fingers over the rough surface. I saw the boys staring at my shoulder as well, and I saw pain, sadness, and regret in their eyes. But what bothered me most is that I saw pity in their eyes. I ripped my robe sleeve back up and covered myself, not wanting the pity. I'm strong, and I have dealt with so much worse than 3 small starches. Their eyes snap back into reality, and they lock eyes with me. You're a human, meaning you can easily get hurt, and you can't take pain. You can't fight in a war made for werewolves. You wouldn't last a minute. You won't be able to help us. You can't protect yourself. Less a pack. You aren't fit to be a Luna. You aren't fit to be our mate. Grayson finished for William. I felt light stabs in my chest. I so badly wanted to cry with each word they said. The pain was bad, but I didn't want to show them that I'm hurting. They will just think they're right about me being weak. I said nothing and tried my best to show no emotions. We, the Alphas, Grayson and William Smith of the Blood Moon Pack, reject you, Sophia Hale, as our mate and future Luna. They both say at the same time. The pain in my chest became worse, and I stumbled back a bit, but immediately stabilized myself and looked dead into their eyes. Thank you for giving me a clear rejection instead of a fake promise. Oh, and just so that you know, I am much stronger than you think. So don't underestimate me because I promise you, you will regret it, I said and gave a sarcastic smile at the end. For some reason, they looked mad. I didn't know if they were mad that I didn't care more about the rejection or if they were mad that I corrected them. William stepped forward and started to say something, but he got interrupted by Noah bursting through the doors. "Fifi, you're awake!" he happily screamed and ran towards me, and I moved to my knees to hug him. "I don't care that my shoulder is hurting. I don't care that I just got rejected by 2 people, and I don't care that I'm sad. All I care about is the fact that my little brother is fine. You shouldn't have attacked Sam. We were just playing, and now you are hurt and you scared me again," he said in an angry voice, and he pouted. I giggle at this childlike behavior, and I kiss his forehead. "I'm sorry, Dilbo. Next time I see a huge, scary wolf chasing my brother, I will just walk away," I stated in a duh tone. He pouted again, and this time I heard someone else giggling. I looked up and saw Layla. I got up and gave her a bone-crushing hug. She gave me one back. "Thank you, Layla," I say, knowing that Noah was with her made my heart feel better. She gave me a small smile. "Why don't you take a shower and I'll bring you some clothes and then we can go eat something?" she asked, and I nod. The twins have already left. I moved to the bathroom in my hospital room, and when I closed the door, I let everything wash over me, and I slowly dropped to the cold floor. I let the emotions of me finding my mate take over. I let the emotions of protecting my brother take over. And finally, I let the emotions of being rejected by my mate take over. They don't want me. It didn't even give me a chance. They already think I'm worthless and weak. I cried for what felt like years, and then when I had no tears left to cry, I stood up and took a shower. I got dressed in a navy shirt and black sweatpants that Layla gave me, and then went into the hallway where Layla and Bilbo were waiting for me. She grabs my hand, and we walk back to the pack house. When we get there, she immediately leads me to the kitchen and gives me a bowl of chicken soup with toast. I have never been this happy to see food, but of course me, being me, I had a short-lived happiness. Out of all the people in the world, it had to be Sarah and her minions who walked into the kitchen. "Ew, what is that disgusting smell? Oh, it's just trash. Hi, Sophia," she says with a massive grin on her face. "That's mean, you bully," my brother said to her. She looked at him as if he was nothing and laughed. "Oh, you poor thing. You must be this disgraceful thing's brother." She finishes just as the twins walk in. Great. Can this get any worse? "Oh, hey, babes. I was just about to go look for you. Wanted to know if you would came by my room before you go to bed," she said in a seductive voice to the twins. Oh, look, it got worse. She moved towards them and gave them both kisses on the cheek, and the both moved closer to her. It took everything in me to not attack her right at that moment. "You don't mind, do you, Sophia? I mean, they aren't your mates anymore, and I think they deserve some cheering up after they found out a worthless piece of shit was their mate," she said, and I saw red. That's it. Brace in POV. Sophia was so mad. I could see she was trying her best to hold back. "Layla, get Noah out of here now," she said with finality. Layla grabbed the little boy's hand and moved out of the kitchen. "Listen here, bitch. I couldn't care less what you do with my supposed mates, but if you ever dare to talk or look at my brother like you just did, I'll hurt you so bad, even your wolf won't know who you are," Sophia said in a deadly voice. Sarah looked taken back. Most people would never dare to talk to her like this, especially not a human. It made me proud to see my mate stand up for herself. "No, she can't be your mate. Sarah will be Luna," I tell myself, and my wolf gives me a low growl. "I'll break your neck before you can even think of attacking me, and you shouldn't get comfortable here. Just as soon as I am Luna, your ass will be out of this house." "Oh, but don't worry, your brother can stay. He will be my little pet," she finished with a smirk. In 2 seconds, Sophia was in front of her, pulling her right hand back and punched Sarah straight in the face. She got her left hand ready to do the same, but in a quick moment, William grabbed Sophia's arm and pulled her towards him. He bent down and lifted her over his shoulder, like she was a bag of potatoes. She kicked and punched him, screaming for him to put her down. William and I climbed the stairs, entering our room. He finally let her down, and I leaned against the now closed door. "Listen here, assholes. You might think less of me, but I sure as hell don't deserve that. I don't even know why you are punishing yourself by letting me stay here. You clearly don't want me, so just let me take my brother and my stuff and let me leave. I can promise you we will not come back," she says with anger dripping from each of her words. Both of us growl and move right in front of her. "You are right. We are punishing ourselves by keeping you here. But there is no way in hell you are leaving. We will not allow you to go find someone else. And even if we didn't want you, our wolves need you. So like it or not, Cupcake, you are staying here," William said in his alpha voice. She scoffed at him and stepped closer to him, her face right in his. "Tell your wolves to go to Sarah and don't worry. The last thing on my mind is finding another stupid guy. Okay, sugar?" She finished and smirked. "Don't try and be a smartass. Plus, you know so much about us, so you must know that we can't just tell our wolves to accept Sarah. Or maybe you don't know so much about werewolves as you think," I say, getting angry at how she is speaking to us. "I mean, no one has spoken like this to us. That sounds like a you problem. So you go and work it out while I fetch my brother and leave this place. Oh, and just so that you know, I might not know much about werewolves, but even I know Sarah is a sad excuse for Aluna," she says with a hint of jealousy. "She is still better than you," I say, and I feel like I'm breaking. I see hurt flash through her eyes, and she punches me on the chest. It doesn't hurt, and it's not even that hard, so I didn't stumble back. She looked frustrated that I didn't, so she repeated her action, but she had more force this time. I still didn't move, but even I was getting mad now. She wanted to do it again, but William grabbed her one hand and pushed her against the wall. William's POV. I felt how my brother struggled to say those mean words to her, but he did it for the right reasons. She pushed him and he didn't react, so she did it again. No reaction, so she wanted to do it again. But I lightly grab her one hand and place my other one on her waist and push her backwards until her back was against the wall. Tingles run up my arms and I knew she felt them too. She moved her one free hand and tried to push me away from her. Grayson came and grabbed her free hand and also placed his other hand on the other side of her waist. She tried to get free, but couldn't. "You truly are a feisty one, aren't you?" I asked with a smug voice. Damn it, she is so gorgeous. Just being this close to her makes my wolf purr. I wanted to attack her plum light pink lips. "I want her now," my wolf growled. Sophia's POV. "You truly are a feisty one, aren't you?" he asked in a smug voice. Damn it, why does everything about them have to be so sexy? Even just now, they are barely touching me, but my legs are already jelly. "No, they don't want you," I reminded myself and then tried to squirm out of their hold even more. This was a bad idea, since this caused my navy shirt to lift and now their hands were on my bare skin. This clearly had an effect on them, because their eyes were pitch black now. I'd seen these eyes. I've seen them on him. It's the same color as my father's eyes were before. He would force himself on me. I instantly stopped moving, not wanting to make it worse. Both the twins inched closer to me. Their bodies were pressed against mine, and their faces were moving to my neck. I shivered when their warm breaths blew against my neck. They were clearly happy with my reaction and moved closer to my neck. Their lips were lightly on my neck, and then they started to place small kisses on me. My body betrayed me and moved closer to them, giving them more access to my neck. They both squeeze my waist a bit and a low moan leaves my mouth as they continued to place rougher kisses down my neck. They growl in response. My hands leave theirs and moves to their shirts, grabbing onto them as if they were the only thing that was keeping me up. They push me further onto the wall, and my hands move from their shirts to their shoulders. I dig my nails into their shoulders when William gives me a light bite on the shoulder. They give a louder growl as I moan again. I don't have to look at them to know that their wolves are in control. "Stop. They rejected you. They want Sarah," I say to myself, trying my best to make myself stop them, but I can't. "If father finds out, he will punish you. I say, and immediately I push the twins away. They clearly didn't expect it, since they both stumbled back. They looked at me for a few seconds, before their eyes turned back to the beautiful blue color. All of us stand there in silence before I move to the door. Sophia, you can't leave the territory, I hear William say. I just nod, since I don't trust my voice to come out steady. I walk out of the room and move down the stairs. When I get outside, I touch the places where the boys kissed me. Tingles were still running up and down my neck. How did that get so out of control? William's POV. I can't believe we just lost control like that, I say to Grayson. He looks just as confused and flushed as I feel. When we touched her bare skin, our wolves completely took over. They wanted her so bad. We wanted her so bad. I feel high and I still feel tingles on my lips. I so badly wanted to take her to the bed after she pressed her nails into our back, and she made my knees weak when she moaned. I don't think I have ever heard something so beautiful as her moans. That was a mistake. We can't lose control like that again. The bond is stronger than I thought. We will have to stay away from her for a little while, Grayson said, and even though I didn't want to, I knew we had to. Sophia's POV. After I calmed down, I decided that I can't let the boys kiss me again, even though I want them so badly. Not only have they been assholes or have they rejected me, but if my stepfather ever finds out, I'll be dead. So that's it. I will just stay out of their way. I mean, I can't leave now. Even if I wanted to, I wouldn't be able to. I'm most likely fired from the bar, and the twins will know if I leave, and then I'll not only have to run from my stepfather, but also 2 alphas. Great, I'm stuck here. I try to clear my head by walking around the mansion. It's the first time I'm really looking at it. It truly is gorgeous. In the front of the mansion is a small circle path with a garden and fountain in the middle of the circle. The mansion has a modern inside, but the outside looked a bit more classic. At the back of the mansion was a big clearing with a swimming pool in the middle, and on the right was a freaking tennis court. It was really a massive place. There weren't a lot of people outside, and the most just left after they saw me. I walked to the swimming pool and placed my feet in it. I sat there for a while, and then I heard a deep voice behind me. Mind if I join you? The guy that attacked me this morning asked. He was clearly nervous. I gave him a small smile. Only if you promise not to wolf out, I say in a teasing voice. He chuckles and sits down next to me. As long as you don't beat me with a stick, I won't, he jokes back. I smile and look at him. Yeah, sorry about that. I thought you were trying to hurt Bilbo, I explain, and he nods. I wouldn't dare hurt Noah. He's the only other boy that likes to watch SpongeBob with me. I laugh at his statement and he frowns. Don't judge. SpongeBob is a classic and informative show, he says, and I laugh again and he joins in. I'm Sam Miller, by the way. I am beta of this pack. He holds out his hand and I take it and shake it. Hi Sam, I'm Sophia Hale, but you can just call me Soph, and I'm the rejected Luna apparently. I joke and he gives me a sad smile. Don't feel bad, it could have been worse, I said and bumped his side. He turned to me and smiled. After about an hour of talking, I found out that he's very, very nice. He's very caring and funny. He doesn't have a mate yet, and I think he's gay, but not sure yet. So what are you going to do now? He asks in a serious voice. I sigh and take my legs out of the water. I don't really have a choice. I have to stay here. I most likely lost my job, so I have no way of paying our rent for the wooden house. And even if I did want to go back to the town, I have no way of getting there since my bike is still there. So I'll just stay here. But I'm staying away from the twins and out of Sarah's way. I finished, and he gave me a sympathetic look. Well, at least you have a new friend that can help you. If anything is wrong, just come to me, and I'll arrange with the boys that I'm taking you into town tomorrow, and then you can get some of your stuff and everything. He said and gave me a big smile. Wow, you would really do that for me? I shockingly ask. He nods, and I squeal and gave him a hug. He laughs at my reaction and hugs me back. Come on, it's getting late. I'll show you to your room. He stands up and helps me up as well. We walk back to the mansion and continue our weird and funny conversation about how SpongeBob would win against any superhero. When we get inside, I ask him if he knows where Layla and Noah is, so that I can just check on them before going to bed. He nods and leads me up the stairs where the boys' room is. We walk past the boys' room, and on the end of the hall is Bilbo's room. I slowly open the door to find Bilbo fast asleep in the big bed, and Layla on the couch, also sleeping. I take a blanket of Noah's bed and cover Layla before leaving again. I follow Sam to my room. It's just 2 rooms away from Noah's. "You care about the Omega?" Sam asks, and I instantly feel mad at how they say Omega, as if to inform everyone that she is a lower-rank pack member. Her name is Layla, and yes, she is a very kind and sweet girl. I am actually surprised that she is still so nice, even when her pack treats her like a slave, I state in a bitter tone. Sam looks to the ground and scratches the back of his neck. "I'm sorry, I didn't mean to offend you. I'm sure she's very lovely, and I am also sorry that the pack treats her so badly. Nobody deserves it," he finished in a sad voice. "But why is the pack this way? They are all so mad and judgmental," I ask, wanting to know if there is a reason for their behavior. Don't blame the pack. Most of the children were raised like that. Anything that can make the pack weak is seen as an inconvenience, meaning Omegas, human mates, or anyone that can't fight is seen as a disgrace. The former Alpha, the twins' father, was very strict and cruel. He had a human mate, and when the boys were 12, she was murdered when a rogue pack attacked. She couldn't defend herself, so she was an easy target. After that, the Alpha changed. He was harsh on everyone who had a weakness, and he trained them until their weakness was their strongest ability. That's also why all the human mates live in the town, so that if a way attack comes, they're safe. The Alpha felt the worst pain when he lost his mate, so he made sure that nobody else would, not even Omega. He was extra hard on them, since Omega is born weaker as an average wolf. He believed in making the pack strong and fixing your weaknesses. But I think as time went on, the pack forgot what the Alpha originally wanted, and things changed so much, and we realized too late. He finished, and I felt so bad. I felt bad that the pack had to go through that. I felt bad for the Alpha. I felt bad for the twins. I think I understand a bit more. I walked to Sam and gave him a hug. "I'm sorry, Sammy," I say, and he hugs me tighter. We stand like this for a few seconds before he pulls away. "Sammy?" he asks and lifts an eyebrow. I smile. "It's your nickname." He smiles and says goodnight before leaving me in my room. I take off my shirt and climb into bed. I think about today. I think about the boys. I think about them kissing me, and then I fall asleep. I was running up the stairs, my body weak and tired. I almost made it up the stairs, but his old hand grabbed my ankle and pulled my feet out underneath me, and I fell headfirst into the staircase. I was overcome with dizziness and didn't even realize when I was turned on my back. I was then pulled by my hair into his room. He kicked me up and tossed me onto the bed. He trapped my body between his and the bed, tucking some loose hairs behind my ear. "I love it when you play hard to get, sweetheart," he said as he moved closer to my face, his one hand holding both of mine above my head. "No, please, Dad, please don't do this," I mumbled as my head clears and my eyes focus on the scene above me. "I told you not to call me Dad. I'm not your father," he said and lightly bit my earlobe. His free hand moves to my shorts and starts to unbuckle them. I squirm and try to break free of his hold, but I'm unsuccessful. "Please, Henry, please don't do this again," I cry out, pleading for him to stop. "You bitch will do as I say, and if you try anything or make this more harder than it should be, I'll stop and rather try it with Noah. So be a good girl and stay still," he yells into my ear as he takes off his pants and then continues to remove mine. He places himself in between my legs, and I try my best to stop the tears that are running down my face. He looks into my eyes and gives a big smile before he slams into me. I scream in pain, but he covers my mouth and continues to pull out and slam in again. Stop. Just make it stop. I scream in my head, hoping that anyone would hear me. Please. William's POV. I jump out of bed as fear runs through my veins. I feel so scared and weak. I look around the room and see that nothing is wrong. Why do I feel this? Why? What's wrong with me? My eyes lock with Grayson, and he also has a terrified look on his face. What's going on? Why do I feel so cold? He asks with an unsteady voice. We have never felt like this. This feels awful. My wolf hearing picks up a heartbeat that is beating at a rapid pace. A girl crying, lightly, mumbling stop. Nate's in trouble, Ryder growls, and I look to see that Grayson has also been informed about our mate. We run out of our room and down the hall to hers. Grayson's POV. I open her door and see her small frame curled into a ball. Her elegant hands holding on to the duvet for dear life. Her one leg is over the blankets and the other one beneath it. She is sleeping in her sports bra and leggings. Her hair is covered in sweat and her forehead as well. Her breathing is heavy and she is shacking in fear. Her brother is next to her, trying to calm her by stroking her one arm and whispering to her that it is only a nightmare. My brother and I move towards him. What's wrong with her? I softly ask Noah. He looks at me with tears forming in his eyes. She's having another nightmare about Henry. He's hurting her again. He cries. I feel anger run down my bones. Who is hurting her? I look at William to see that he is just as mad, but he looks lost and sad. He is staring at her? No, he is staring at her back. I follow his gaze and I feel my wolf howl in pain when he sees what William is seeing. Her entire back is full of scars. There are short and thin scars, but also thick and long ones. There are even scratched from wolf claws on her back. It looks like a horror story. William moves closer to her bed and sits on the edge. He moved his hands closer to her and stops when he is lightly touching her back, his fingertip running over the scars. I realize that her heartbeat has calmed down and her body isn't trembling anymore. I sit on the opposite side of William and place a hand on her arm. The fear isn't radiating off her anymore, and she looks more at peace now. She stirs in her sleep and lays on her back. We should leave her and let her rest further. She will also not be happy if she finds out that you know about her scars and nightmares. Noah says and moves to the door. We follow him and close her door after we exit. Thank you for calming her down. I could never have done that. The little boy says with a small smile. We nod and he turns around and walks away. Halfway to his room, he stops and faces us again. I don't know if you are friends of my sister or if you even like her, but please be nice to Fifi. She is really a good sister and you shouldn't treat her badly. He finished and walks to his room. Sophia's POV. I had a horrible nightmare last night, but for some reason it was different. It would usually end after Henry beats me, because I push him off me and run away from him. But in this dream, when he is busy raping me, he fades away, and all my fear and terrors disappear as well. I then end up in a beautiful meadow, filled with wildflowers. I'm laying down in the field, and on either side of me are the twins. We are not doing anything, but just looking at the clouds. Our hands were lightly touching, but it was enough to make me feel free. It was amazing how my nightmare could so easily be changed into a dream. I know I should hate the twins for rejection me, for saying that I was weak without even knowing me, or for the fact that they think Sarah is better, but I honestly don't. I just miss them and I don't know why, but I know that's how I feel. I try and forget about the dream and walk to the bathroom. This room's bathroom wasn't as luxurious as the twins', but it was still very nice. I take a long hot shower, which feels amazing. I can't even remember when was the last time I had a hot shower. After about 20 minutes, I take a towel and move out of the shower. I wrap it securely around my body and then take another one to wrap around my wet hair. When I go back into the room, I realize I don't have any new clothes to wear. What to do? What to do? I walk to my door and peek into the hallway to see if anyone was there. When I saw that my cost was clear, I quickly ran to the twins' room. I enter the room and it was empty. I guess today must be my lucky day. I walk toward their walk-in closet, and just as I turn to enter it, my head collides with someone else. I fall on my back and pray that nothing is showing. "Are you okay?" a feminine voice asks. I prop myself onto my elbows, and a young beautiful girl is standing there. Why was she in the twins' room? Was she the new flavor of the week? "Yeah, sorry I didn't see you," I apologize. She sticks her hand out and helps me up. "It is fine, but why are you in my brother's room with only a towel on?" "Oh, she is their sister." "That's good. Since they did take me from my home and didn't allow me to take any of my own clothes with, I figured it's only fair that I borrow theirs," I state in a spiteful voice. She burst out laughing, and her beautiful light brown hair falls in front of her eyes. She's very pretty. She has a small frame with toned muscles. She also has the same eyes as her brothers. The only difference is I keep on feeling like I've seen these beautiful blue orbs before. But where? Come on, I can borrow you some clothes. I doubt that my brother's clothes would even fit you. "Oh, and I'm Jennifer Smith, but you can just call me Jenny," she says with a sweet smile and locks her hand with mine before she starts pulling me to the door. When we enter the hallway, I feel self-conscious and wrap my one free hand around my towel. Luckily, nobody saw me, and Jenny's room was on the same floor as the twins. She opens the door and we walk into a typical teenage girl's room. She lets go of my hand and I stop as she walks into her closet. After a few minutes, she brings me some clothes. I give her a small thank you and I move to her bathroom to change. The outfit consisted out of a black skirt, a white sweater, and white sneakers. I air dry my hair and let it hang over my shoulders. I liked the outfit, but I doubt it will keep me warm throughout the day, since it will be winter in a few weeks. I walk out of the bathroom to find both Jenny and Sammy on her bed waiting for me. "Hey, Sammy," I greet him with a smile. "Hey, I was about to fetch you, but you weren't in your room, but then Jenny mind linked me," he stated in a matter-of-factly way. I nod and move closer to them. "Jenny, would you like to join Sammy and I? We are going to the mall," I ask. She nods her head and smiles. After we finalized our plans of where to meet and when, I leave Jennifer's room to go check on Noah. I walk down the hall and towards his room. He isn't there, so I go to Layla's room, hoping he's with her. As I walk towards her room, I hear laughter in the kitchen. I already know it's Layla and Noah, so my heart feels more at rest. I walk in and see her running around the counter, and Noah is chasing her. She sees me and hides behind me. "Aha! Now your sister is here to protect me. You can't bully me anymore." She laughs an evil laugh. "You forget that my Fifi is always on my side," he says with no doubt and wiggles his eyebrows. I smile at their behavior. "What happened?" I asked. "Layla stole my cookie," he says with a frown and crosses his arms. "I couldn't help it, it was so tempting," she says with a joking tone. I gasp dramatically and move back. I turn to Noah. "Let's grab her, Bilbo," I tell and lunge towards her. Noah grabs her feet and I tackle her to the ground. I press her hands to the sides and smile at Noah. "Sir Bilbo, what shall her punishment be?" I ask, and a devilish glint is in his eyes. "Let the tickling begin," he declares and starts to tickle Layla's stomach. She scorns in my hold as she starts to laugh, but I hold her down. "I give in. I'm sorry," she yells, and we stop with the torture. All of us laugh, and I'm so happy to see Noah acting like a kid. After we calm down, I stand too and move closer to Noah. "Bilbo, I'm going into town today. Please stay out of the pack's way and don't leave Layla's side, okay?" I say, making sure he hears the seriousness in my voice. "Okay, Fifi," he says with a smile. I kiss his forehead and greet them both. I walk to the front of the house, where I was supposed to meet Sammy and Jenny. When I get outside, I see them both standing by a gray Hammer Jeep. I smile to both of them, and they smile back. Sam is driving, and I'm sitting in the passenger seat, whilst Jenny is at the back. I ask them some questions, and they ask some back, but there wasn't anything interesting. I did find out, though, that Jennifer is 16 turning 17 and hasn't found her mate yet. We soon reach the small mall, and the first thing I do is find a coffee shop. I need my daily caffeine. We enter the nearest clothing shop and look around. I find some new winter's clothes for Noah and I, and some new sports clothes as well. We continue down each shop until we get to a lingerie shop. I quickly look at Jenny and she looks at Sam. No, I'm not going in there. Firstly, if I do, the alphas will kill me. Secondly, we've been walking for 3 hours now. I'm going to find some food. You guys can come and find me when you're done. He scoffs and moves to the food court. I look at Jenny and we both burst out laughing. Nobody said shopping was easy. We walked into the shop and I found some black and red lingerie. I have 4 new matching lingerie sets and I decide I didn't need more. I walk to the cashier and pay with the Alpha's black card. Don't worry, I'm going to stop by my house later and give them the money back. After we finish eating something with Sam, we decide to call it a day. We drive back to the school and I smile when I see my beautiful bike still standing where I last parked it. I of course didn't drive it back to the pack since Sam wouldn't allow me to and it was way too cold. But I did enjoy the ride back with Jenny. She is really sweet and nice. It feels good to have another friend. Grayson's POV. We haven't seen her in a week. A freaking week. I'm going insane. I smell her everywhere and I hear her beautiful voice everywhere. It's so frustrating. I want to hold her. I want to kiss her. I just want her. Yet I'm not allowed to have her. She tries to stay out of our ways. She is either with Layla or San and Jennifer or in her room. And I have never in my life envied someone so much. It's even worse at night, since I can't sleep without my mate, and some nights she has nightmares. And when we calm her down, I so badly just want to stay in her room and lay next to her. I know it's just as hard for William. He has dark circles underneath his eyes, and he looks so drained. I'm sure I look just as terrible. I just hate the fact that we can't talk to her, and when we do, we have to be total assholes, since we did reject her, and it's just easier this way, to keep her safe. All angels, here you are! Sarah yells and runs up to William and kisses the side of his face. I see his eyes flicker from black back to blue. I know he is fighting with his wolf for control. It's truly awful when Sarah is here. I don't want her, I want mate. Sarah, we are very busy now, William says through gritted teeth. She moves back in shock and scoffs. She stands there for a minute before a smirk forms on her lips. She moves back to William and moves her hands seductively down his shoulders towards his manhood. He grabs her hand before she can reach it and throws her hands back. Sarah, go, I say with my alpha voice. She huffs out in frustration before she leaves. This is torture. I want my mate. Sophia's POV. This past week has really been going good. Noah has made some friends and he is very happy here. I haven't made any new friends, but more and more people are starting to treat me better, more friendly. Sam has even convinced the twins to let me jog in the woods, as long as it was with Sam or Jenny. I've also been sparing with Sam and Jenny. I don't allow them to go easier on me, just because I'm human, but I think they still hold back a little. Noah is back in school, and I'm allowed to start again next week Monday. I have my own training area in the PAX gym, and I like it. I even started dancing again. Yes, I danced when I was younger. All in all, it is going good. Expected I'm not so happy. I try to be and I laugh and joke with everyone, but it feels so forced. I never see the twins. They are always in the office or at PAC training or with Sarah. Ugh. I don't know why this mate bond is affecting me so much. The bond isn't supposed to control humans this way. I think of a way to see them, but I get nothing. I walk to the bench that faces the pool and stare out to the distance. I momentarily distract when a young girl runs looking over her shoulder. Look out! I yell, but it's too late. She falls into the pool and starts to splash around. Help! She yells. I move to the side and try and grab her, but she's too far. I want to jump in after her, but I don't know how to swim. Help! Someone help! I yell at the top of my lungs. Nobody is coming. William, Grayson, help! I scream as loud as I can, hoping the bond will let them know of my distress. The girl is not splashing the water anymore. She stopped moving. No, I need to help her. I jump in, praying it is shallow enough for me to stand in. I gasp at how cold the water is, but I shouldn't be surprised because it is winter. I immediately grab her and push her to the shallower part of the swimming pool. As I push her, I end up drifting further into the deep end. I try and keep my head above water, but it's too deep and I am freezing. I start to panic, but I hear two growl. I know it's Grayson and William and I feel relieved. Just get here in time, I think to myself. William's POV. I'm trying my best to focus on the pack forms that are in front of me, but I can't, especially when I hear the worst sound ever. Sophia is screaming our names. In seconds, Grayson and I jump out of our seats and run down the stairs. We shift into our wolves and growl to call for backup just in case it is attack or something. I near the swimming pool and hear Sophia's heartbeat. I shift back in human form and jump in. I lift her head out of the water. Right after I jump in, I hear Jackson doing the same. She pushed me away. The girl, help the girl! I look to my right and see a young girl. She is probably 7 or 8 years old. I call Grayson, and he takes Sophia as I swim to the girl. Grayson's POV. I grab Sophia and pull her close to me. She is so cold. I see William swimming to the small girl. He grabs her and places her on the edge of the swimming pool before he jumps out. At this point, 2 of our best warriors have arrived, as well as our Beta and Gamma and the pack doctor. The doctor moves to the girl, and a warrior hands William some pants. I'm still swimming with Sophia in my arms to the edge. I get to the stairs and grab Sophia in both arms and carry her bridal style. She hugs my body for more warmth. She is so cold. Her lips are a light purple, and her body is shaking. Is the girl fine? She whispers into my neck. I swear my knees went weak when her breath fanned over my neck. How sweet is it that she cares more about the other girl than herself. She is with the pack doctor. He will take care of her, I say to her. She gripes me tighter and I know she wants more warmth from my body. Sophia's POV. He's so hot. I try and pull his body closer to mine. Damn the werewolves with their natural warm bodies that withstand the cold temperature of the water. I feel 2 new hands slip in next to Grayson, and my eyes go to William. He throws a basketball short to Grayson. Grayson covers his manhood and quickly runs around the corner, exposing his firm, sexy ass. I rest my head on William's warm chest. Sparks are warming my body as I touch him. He puts my legs down and elopes my body with his hands. His firm arms are around my still cold body, and I place my hands behind his neck and salvage his warmth. I feel even more warmth on my back, and I see another set of firm arms elope me. Garrison. We need to get her out of her soaked clothes and her body temperature up now, Grayson says. William agrees. In one swift movement, William picks me up again and starts to run with me in his arms. Grayson runs a little ahead of us. He clears a path for us and opens the door to their room. We enter their room, and William puts me down. You need to get undressed, he says, and I nod. My clothes felt very heavy. I had my brown boots on with black jeans paired with a gray sweater and a champagne scarf and an army green parka. I take off the heavy wet parka and then move to take off my shoes, but Grayson wraps his hands around my body from the back, and William moves to my boots. He starts to untie my laces and removes them. He then stands up and looks directly into my eyes. I press my back closer to Grayson's chest and still look into William's eyes. William drops his hands to my jean and start to unbutton them. I don't stop him. Grayson POV. I feel amazing as I wake up. I haven't slept that good in a few weeks. I feel tingles run down my chest, and I see an arm slung over it. How is it possible that she looks so gorgeous in the morning? Riker purrs. I laugh at his silliness. She is just that beautiful, I say to him, and I see him nod his head at the back of my mind. I see William wake up, and he lets go of her waist as he props up onto his one elbow. He rubs his eyes and then smiles as he sees Sophia next to him. I place my left hand behind my head and grin at him. I guessed you slept well. I mind-link him. He looks up at me and smirks. Since I slept next to an angel, I can't really complain, he says with a proud voice. Yesterday was the best day of my life, he says with a smug voice. I smirk when I start to think about what happened yesterday. I loved hearing her moan my name. Thank you, Moon Goddess, for giving us the sexiest mate ever, I internally yell. I was about to climb out of the bed, but Sophia throws her leg over mine, trying to stop me. I look at her, and she is still sleeping. William tries to leave as well, but she grabs his one arm and pulls it down to her. I love how she also feels the mate bond. William and I decide to stay until she wakes up. We both just waited and watched our beautiful mate. William's POV. We have been laying in the bed with Sophia for about 20 minutes. Grayson and I have been just staring at our beautiful mate. Sophia! Sophia! Someone yells, and she automatically jumps up. Noah comes rushing in our room, and the color is washed out of her face. He sees her and runs to her. He jumps onto our bed and tackles her in a hug. I feel how she starts to stress. What's wrong, baby? She asks with fear in her voice. I hated how she sounded now. She should never have to feel scared. I don't want her to. I had a nightmare of Henry, so I went to your room to sleep with you, but you weren't there. I started to get scared and worried that Henry took you again. I feel how Ryder growls in my head. He's getting angry at the sound of how someone will take our mate. I thought he was hurting you again, the young boy continues. Baby, I'm fine. Don't worry, I'm fine, she says and rubs his back. Who the hell is Henry, and is he the fucking idiot who gave Sophia the scars? Grayson mind-links me. I feel my anger raise at the thought of someone hurting her. We will talk to her later and find out. I link him back. Sophia's POV. Noah has calmed down and climbed off the bed. Bilbo, why don't you go to the kitchen and I'll meet you there in a few minutes. Then we can make pancakes, I says, and he smiles before running to the door. Just as he is about to leave, he turns around and frowns at me. Fifi, did you sleep here last night? I blush as I realize that the twins are still in the bed with me. What happens is, the reason I'm here is, see. You know what? They also had some nightmares and I slept here so that they wouldn't be scared, I say, and I feel how my cheeks are as red as a tomato. The twins laugh at my answer and I slap their chest. Oh, that's cool. Sometimes if I'm scared, Fifi plays with me until I'm tired again. You should try that next time, Noah says to the boys. Don't worry, we did play with Sophia, Grayson says and smirks. I slap his arm and look at him with a shocked and smug expression. Yeah, but she's the one that was tired at the end, even though we did the most playing, William says, with just as smug expression. Grayson burst out laughing, and I hit them both behind the head. Ouch, the both say and rub their sore heads. I smile at their pain, and Noah looks at me with confusion written all over his face. You guys are weird, he says and walks out the door. After the door is shut, I'm pulled down by my shirt. William and Grayson are looking over me. I think we should get you back for slapping us, they both say with a smirk. I laugh and squirm out under them. I walk to their closet. Maybe next time don't joke about playing with me in front of my brother. I smirk and grab a hoodie out of their closet and pull it over Grayson's gray shirt. The hoodie is a navy color and it fits me like a dress would. I walk back into the room and I see the twins still in the bed. They look so cute with their bed hair and so sexy with their bare chest. They look at me and their faces are serious now. Who is Henry, and why would he hurt you? William asks in a serious voice. I think he's a bit fearful and stressed for my answer. The color drains from my body as I hear that monster's name. I look at the ground and answer them. I'll tell you, but just not know and not hear, I say and leave the room so that they won't ask any other questions. Be ready an hour, we are taking you out. Grayson yells as I close the door. My stomach fills with butterflies. They're taking me out? After I fed Bilbo, I told him to go get dressed for school. Layla was going to drive him to schools. She and Sam have really helped me out these past few weeks with Bilbo. Hopefully next week when I start school, I would be able to take him. I look at the clock in the kitchen and see that I only have 25 minutes to get ready before the twins are taking me out. I don't know what yesterday means for us. I mean, I'm still their rejected mate, even though I really don't want to be. I don't know how I could possibly want someone who has hurt me so much in the past, but I do, and I hope that yesterday means they want me too. No, don't get your hopes up. Just go get ready, I tell myself, and run up the stairs. I take a quick shower before I walk to my closet. I decide on a gray sweater dress and black thigh-high boots and a dark-toned, colorful scarf. Stupid winter, making it harder to find a cute outfit. I put some mascara on and light pink lip gloss. I am happy with my outfit, since it looks pretty, but not like I tried too hard. I glance a last time into the mirror before I grab my handbag and walk downstairs. The pack house has been quiet since I got here. Sam says it's because most of the people are busy with school and training. But I think it's because the twins does not want everyone to know that I'm their mate yet. Even though most, if not all, knew anyway. I feel a light pain on my heart as I think about this. Maybe with a bit more time, I'll meet the whole pack officially, or when school finishes. I stop thinking of everything when I see the twins looking fine AF at the bottom of the stairs. I stop in my tracks and my eyes run over their sexy appearance. William is wearing all black with a nice dark green jacket, while Grayson was wearing black jeans with a knit hoodie and a black denim jacket over that and with nude shoes. I could not help but stared. "You ready to go?" William asks, and I nod. They lead me to a sexy gray Aston Martin. I gasped at the beautiful car in front of me. William moves into the driver's seat, and Grayson moves to the back door and opens it for me. I give him a small smile and climb into the car. As William started to drive, I stared out of the window and looked at the woods surrounding us. Everything was covered in snow. It was beautiful. About 20 minutes later, we entered the town. We stop in front of a cute cafe. The cafe has a homey vibe and it's very warm even though it's freezing outside. I walk in and a young girl walks up to us. "Morning, Alphas. Table for 3? She asks and they nod. She leads us to a small table near the fireplace. I internally thank her. She gives me a small smile and I give one back. "What would you like to drink so long?" She asks with a full toothed smile. "I would like a double espresso and my brother as well." "What would you like, Sophia?" Grayson asks. "Can I have a mega coffee? Strong, please?" I ask the girl. She nods and moves away. "You like coffee?" William asks, and I blush a bit. "You know how most people's body consists out of 70% water?" I ask, and they frown, but nod. "Well, mine consists out of 70% caffeine," I say, and they laugh at my joke. I feel a little bit proud that I made them laugh. We talk and make jokes for a little while. Our waitress comes back with our coffees and asks what we would like to eat. After giving our orders, she leaves again. "Sophia, why did you come to Mystic Woods?" William asks with a straight face. I'm taken back by his question, and I stare at the two men in front of me. I start, but I don't know what to say. I think for a moment as I sip on my coffee. The school here offered Noah and I bursaries. I say with no emotion, hoping they will change the topic. "And your family?" Grayson asks. "I guess not. My mom died when I was really young, and Noah's mom hit the road after he was born. Our father isn't really in the picture, so it's just Bilbo and I say with a blunt voice. They give each other a look before William continues. "Why isn't your father in the picture?" A quick flicker of anger runs through their eyes. Why are they getting angry at me? I sigh and rub my temples. My real father died, and I don't even know who he is, but my stepfather was not a real good dad. He mistreated me and Noah. After he put Noah in the hospital, I decided it was time we left. So about 2 or 3 months ago, we run away and moved here. I knew that Henry would come for us, so when I heard of the pack that is so big that it has its own little town, we moved here, knowing that he wouldn't be able to step on you guys' territory, since he is a werewolf himself. That's why I moved here. It keeps Noah and I safe. I say in one breath and look at the ground. I am too scared to look into their eyes. This just proof that they were right. I am too weak. The table fell into silence after I dropped the bomb on them, and I was glad, since I didn't want to hear what they think. I don't want pity, but I also don't want to be called weak. I look up and see Grayson opening his mouth to say something. But the cafe's door swings open and a young girl walks in. She had short black hair and grayish eyes. She wore moron leggings and a big black jacket. She also had a noise piercing. The twins' eyes darken and a low growl escaped their throats. They stood up and walked towards her. They stop right in front of her and cross their arms over their chest. Anger is clear in their face. Sophia's POV. They stood in front of the girl and glared at her. "I'm sorry, but can I please pass?" she asked in a scared tone. "Why are you in this town?" William asked in a harsh tone. "I was hoping to go see a house that was on sale," she says, and looks confused as to how this is any of their business. "I don't think a slut like you would like it here. If I were you, I would get back in my crap piece of car and fuck off." Grayson growled at her. His eyes turned darker with each passing second. "If you leave now, bitch, you might leave with some dignity," William snaps. The people in the cafe all have huge smiles on their faces and nods with each word the twins say. "We have no place for useless humans," Grayson finishes, and the girl has tears forming in her eyes. So that's why they are being mean to her, because she's a human. Pain starts to form in my heart. So after everything, they still think humans are pathetic and useless. I walk towards the girl and stop in front of the boys with my back facing them. "Hey, my name is Sophia. Would you like to leave with me?" I ask in a sympathetic voice. I hold out my hand and she takes it. We start to walk to the door, but Grayson grabs my arm. I glare at both the twins. "Where the hell are you going?" William asks in a furious voice. I look at Grayson's hand holding my arm, and I rip my arm away and then give William one of my innocence's expressions. "Well, you guys said you have no place for useless humans, so I'll be leaving with this nice girl who you are treating like shit for no good reason." I finish with a big smile and turn around and walk out of the cafe with the girl trailing behind me. "My name is Grace Davis," the girl behind me says after we walked a few feet away from the cafe. I stop and apologize for the twins' behavior. We continue walking down the street and talk about why she is here. She very energetic and outgoing. "Why were they so mean?" she asks and I sigh. "This town is very private and they hate newcomers. They are very judgmental and hard to please." I say in a matter-of-factly tone. "Well, now I'm glad that I didn't just move here. Likely I have other options too where I would like to go. But don't tell the townspeople. I think their hearts will break." She laughs out in a sarcastic voice. We fall back into normal conversation and reach her car. Once again, I am really sorry for the twins' rudeness. Hope you fit in more at the other town, I say, and help her to get in the car. "It's fine, but thank you. I really appreciate you standing up for me. Hope you don't get an earful," she says, and I laugh, since I know for a fact I will. We say our final goodbyes, and she drives off. I know the twins are most likely still at the cafe, but I have no energy for them, so I continue to walk down the street, trying to clear my head. I soon stop in front of Bilbo's school and walk into it. I see him playing in the classroom with some of his new friends. He truly looks happy, and I am so happy to see him acting like a kid. He spots me and runs to me. I grab him into a bear hug and he returns the hug. "Want to get out of here?" I ask and gave him a sneaky smile. He nods his head and grabs his bag before he takes my hand and pulls me down the school's hall. "Do you want to go to the park?" he asks in an excited voice. I nod and we start to go to the town's park. "I thought you were with the twins," Bilbo asks and looks up at me. "They made me mad, so I left and decided that I would rather spend my time with my favorite brother," I say and swing him onto my back. "I am your only brother." He laughs and we start to play I Spy. After a few minutes, we finally get to the park and I'm so grateful, since my heels are killing me. Bilbo jumps of me and runs to the slid. I sit on a bench and take off my heels. Bilbo shows me his new flips and tricks, that in all honesty sucks, but he looks so happy. "This looks fun," I hear a girly voice say, and turn to see Layla and Jennifer. I smile at them, and they sit beside me. "How did you guys find me?" I asked. "Did you really think my brothers would let you walk around alone?" After they say you heading for the park, they mind-link us and asked if we could keep an eye on you. Jennifer says in a duh tone. So first they say humans are useless, and then they give me not one, but two babysitters. Glad to see nothing has chance. I say and try to keep myself calm, even though my blood is slowly starting to boil. They said that? No wonder you're pissed, but we're not your babysitter. They just thought you would like to talk to us, and things have changed, Saf. Layla says, and I get even more mad. What has changed? They still think I'm a fragile little human and that I cannot protect myself. I'm still their rejected mate. In their eyes, I'm not good enough. To them, I am just a stupid, unwanted human, I yell to them. Layla sighs and rubs my back in a calming manner as my eyes start to tear up. Jennifer runs her hands down her face and huffs. Saf, our mother was a human. My dad loved her so much, and she was amazing, nice, and she always put everyone else first. But one day, my dad had to leave for a pack meeting, and rogues attacked. She stepped up as a Luna and tried to protect the pack and her family. She hid me and my brothers in the back of her closet and made sure everyone else got to safety, but time was not on her side. Before she could hide herself, they came. She was human, she couldn't fight werewolves. She couldn't call for help through the pack link. So she just stood there, and the rogues teared her apart. Someone called our dad, but he was too far away. My brothers left me in the closet and went to see what was happening. They saw our mother in pieces all over the kitchen, her bloody handprints on the walls, the knife she used to fight back, broken. They were just 12 years old. After that, they changed, and my dad changed also. He was so mean and ruthless about wolves having human mates. He forced the few who had human mates to move out of the pack territory and into the town, which is terrible for a wolf. Or he would make them change their mates to wolves, which mostly just ended up killing the wolf's mate. After years, he couldn't take it anymore, so he also killed himself and Grayson, and William had to step up to be alphas, even though they were only 16. They may be mean and rude sometimes, but they would rather be mean to you than have you die. Jennifer finished and tears were running down her face. I felt so empty. I felt so bad for being so mean about everything. I knew about their dad being strict, but I never truly knew the reason why. I hugged Jennifer, and she cried even more. She calmed down, and I pulled away from her. She rubbed my cheek, and I realized she was rubbing a tear away. I need to go talk to them. Please look after Bilbo, okay? I have to make this right. I say goodbye to the girls and Bilbo before I leave to find the boys. Jennifer explained where I would find the twins, and after about 3 minutes I saw them leaning against a building's wall. I locked eyes with them and gave them a shy smile as I placed my hair behind my ears. They walked towards me, and we met halfway. Listen, about earlier? It is late. We should probably go back to the pack house, William said, and walked past me to the car that was parked on the side of the road. Grayson nodded and followed William. What the hell? I'm trying to apologize, and they are not even giving me the chance to. Grayson, William, I'm trying to tell you that Sophia, just leave it and get in, Grayson said, and opened the back seat door before moving to the passenger seat. Why must they be so difficult? I throw my hands up in the air and climb into the car. They didn't speak the entire ride back. When we got to the pack house, I tried to speak to them again. Can I just please say something? I asked. No, it doesn't matter what you want to say, because this was a mistake, William says. We shouldn't have taken you out, and yesterday shouldn't have happened. You are not our mate nor our Luna. Sarah will be our Luna. You will just stay here so that our wolves don't go crazy, Grayson says. All the heat leaves my body, and I feel numb. I was stupid to think that they cared for my safety. They were not scared I would die. They were scared that their wolves would go crazy if I die. I climb out of the car and slam it close. I walk to my room and just sit on my bed. Is this really going to be my life? Just someone's tool. I just sat in my room and stared at the sun that is slowly setting. After a few hours, I hear shouts from downstairs. I run and see that Sam is carrying Layla and Jennifer bloody bodies. He puts them down on the ground, and I run and fall on my knees beside them. Layla's nose is bleeding, and Jennifer's eye is blue, and her neck has bruised as well. Her mouth is covered in blood. What happened to them? I ask Sam, and he gives me a broken look. I'm so sorry, we tried to stop him. I look down as Jennifer choked out more blood as she speaks. Sorry for what? Who did you try to stop? I ask in nervous voice. Miss Stomach was in knots as I started to worry. Rogue, is all she says before passing out. I don't have time to respond, because I hear hundreds of growls from outside. I stand up and run to the doors. I throw them open and my world ends. I scream and fall to my knees. No. In front of me was Noah in the arms of the monster, Henry. He stood there with a gun in his hands, the barrel pointing at Noah's head. I stand up and move to the end of the steps. I moved to them, his eyes watching my ever move. He was smirking. Henry knew that he could break my entire world if they pressed the trigger. I was at the bottom of the steps, and my focus was broken as a hand grabbed my shoulder. I looked through my tears and saw Grayson and William. I looked at them, and then looked around and saw 100 upon 100 wolves behind us. Grayson and William's pack. I stopped and looked into my brother's eyes. He was so scared. His nose also had a little blood running from it, and his eyes were red from crying. Sorry. I'm sorry, Fifi. He cries out, and my legs become weak. Bilbo, look into my eyes. I promise you, you will be fine, okay? I say, the promise written in my eyes. Always so optimistic, aren't you? Henry says with a joyful voice. He pulls the hand that is holding the gun back and hits Noah straight on the head. Noah is immediately unconscious. Noah! I scream and run to him. I get pulled back and slam into William's chest. He holds my waist tightly as I try to run to Noah. Don't give him what he wants. Grayson whispers into my ears, and I begin to settle down, knowing that he's right. What do you want, asshole? I yell at Henry as he keeps the gun on Noah's lifeless figure on the ground. He smirks and laughs at me. Oh, honey, you know that you are all that I want. I'm giving you 20 minutes to go get dressed and then leave with me. If you do this, I promise to leave your brother alone. I'll only take you. He finishes with a smirk. William grits tightens on my waist, and Grayson steps in front of me in a protective way. Both their eyes are black, and they growl a fierce growl, making all the other wolves growl as well. Aw, honey, you have mates. How cute. I'm neither leaving with you or Noah. It's your choice, Sophia. 19 minutes left. 19 minutes left. Fine, I say through gritted teeth and push away from Jackson and William. I run up the steps and entire the pack house. I run to my room and move to my closet. I hear the twins behind me, but I just continue looking for Henry's outfit. I take out the black box in the back of the closet and open it. I take out the black lace lingerie scent and black heels. Stop, you are not getting dressed in that. William spoke behind me. His voice sounded so broken. We will make a plan, just wait. We can find a way to get Noah back and keep you here. The pack will destroy him. Just don't go, Grayson pleaded. I turned around and looked at my two mates. For the first time since I've been here, they truly looked as if they will break if I leave. Tears were slowly starting to form. I walked to them and they hugged me. I have to go. He will kill Noah, and that will just end up killing me. I whisper as I try to stop the tears from falling. Sophia, we rejected you because we thought it was the only way to protect you. We don't think you're weak or useless. We never meant any of what we said. Grayson set into my neck, and I couldn't hold the tears back anymore. I know, I say, and pull out of the hug to look them in the faces. I have to go, but when Noah is out of danger, you can come look for me. I know you will be able to find me, I say, and try to sound as hopeful as I can. If you were a wolf, you could talk to us through the mind link, and your scent would be stronger, especially if you had our marks, William said with a doubtful tone. A light went off in my head and I got an idea. I think I have a plan. Mark me. Henry hasn't seen my neck, and he's too far to be able to smell my scent anyways, so he won't know that you just marked me. I explain, and my nerves are going crazy. Sophia, to mark your mate is a big deal. It can't just be done, because it has to be done. It will only work if you want to be marked and if we want to mark you. William explains and grabs my hand. I want you guys to mark me. Do you want to mark me? I ask, nervous that they will reject me again. They both look at each other and turn back to me. Yes, they say in unison. I nod my head, and they both move closer to me. Grayson moves the scarf out of the way, while William pushes my hair back. They both start to plant light kisses on my neck, and tingles run down my body. I grab onto their shirts as I feel their teeth sharpen. Grayson moves his hand to my mouth, while William moves one of his hands to support my neck. At the same time, they bite into my neck. I scream at the pain, but Grayson's hands muffle them. The pain soon turns into pleasure, and I start to moan as sparks jump through my body. I grip their shirts tighter and ride out the pleasure. After the twins mark me, I got dressed into the sexy lingerie set and put on the heels. I didn't even feel the cold winter air anymore. My body was just buzzing with sparks. I leave my hair down. I finish and step out of the closet. The boys' eyes turn pitch black when they see me, and they give a low, husky growl. I feel a bit dizzy and tired after they marked me, so Jackson and William help me down the stairs. They leave my side when we got to the front door. I exit first, and all the wolves look at me. Both the boys give a loud growl, and the wolves' heads either turn away or look down. I slowly walk towards Henry, and I instantly get cold when I leave my mate's side. The winter air made the hairs of my body stand up, and I started to shiver. Honey, you look stunning, Henry said in a lustful voice. When I was almost near him, he grabbed my waist and span me into him. My back slams against his hard chest. My body betrays me and falls deeper into him, seeking his body heat. One of the wolves may fetch the boy now, Henry said with a bored tone. William moved closer, his eyes jumping from black to blue. He picked up Bilbo and walked back to the pack again. I hate that you smell like them, honey. We both know you should actually smell like me. Oh well, we will have time to fix it. Both the twins shifted into their black wolves and growled in warning. No, boys, remember who has the gun, Henry says and presses the gun's barrel harder against my scale. A small whimper escapes my mouth and tears start to run down my face. Now this is how it's going to work. I am taking what's mine and leaving. You will not try to follow us. If I do, however, find out that you are, I'll cut a piece of her off for you to find. I'll probably start with her tones, since she will need her tongue and hands, he said and kissed the side of my head. Won't you, honey? He asked, and I try not to puke. Another whimper escapes my mouth. Answer me, Sophia. He growls into my ear. Yes, I sob, and he smirks. I look into my mate's eyes, and I see that they want to kill Henry. I see how they want to get me back, and I see how much this is hurting them. Protect Bilbo, I will be fine, I try to say in a steady voice. Henry starts to pull me back, and I feel how my body is losing energy. With each step, I feel more dizzy. Henry moves back until he can't see the twins anymore, and the trees cover us. You are in so much trouble, you little slut. When we get back, I'm going to punish you so bad, even your mates won't recognize you, he says with anger radiating off him. I'm not yours. I don't belong to you, I say in between sobs. You are mine. You are my pet. You are mine to play with. You are mine to punish, and you are mine to control. I hope you had fun with your boy toys, since I'm going to fuck their touch out of you, he says as we near a black Jeep. He pushes me against the door and looks up and down my body. Oh, how I have missed this body. I can't wait to see it bleed, bruise, and burn again. We are going to have so much fun, he whispered into my ear, and I sob even more. He presses a cloth against my mouth, and I soon start to feel dizzy since the cloth has something on it. In a few seconds, I fall into a deep sleep. Grayson's POV. I can't feel her. When Henry took her, I felt how scared she was, but now I don't. What did he do? Go kill him, now, My wolf yells in my head. He's stressed out. He keeps on pacing in my head. If we go to him now, he will kill her, Ryder. I growl at him. He's not helping. He's only making the situation worse. Just left the pack's territory. I hear my brother from behind me. William looks as if he's about to pass out. His wolf is clearly also on his case. I can't believe he was dumb enough to park his Jeep in the territory and didn't expect us to find it. I scoff at how stupid Henry was. Did he really think we wouldn't send some wolves to look through the rest of the territory? I'm just grateful he did, since we have an easy way to track him now. We need to get her as soon as possible, Grayson. I can't lose her, William says. I know he's right. I know. I won't allow us to lose her. I need her just as much as you do, brother, I say in a sympathetic voice and grip his shoulder. Now we just wait. After I woke up, I was in an underground prison cell. My hands were chained above my head to the wall, and my feet were also chained to the wall. My wrists were already bleeding from the metal, cutting into my skin. My neck was on fire and hurt like hell from the twins marking me. The cell I was in was not really big, but also not small. The cell smelt of death and rotten things. There was a table with torture's tools in the cell and a single bed that had an old mattress with blood stains all over it. The room was so cold, but I liked it, since my body felt like it was on fire. Other than my wrist, I had no other injuries yet, but my neck burned from where the twins marked me. My eyelids felt heavy as I tried to keep them open, and my head is running with questions that needs answers. You are finally awake. Good, I hear the person from my nightmares say. I try to lift my head to look at him, but I have no energy. I feel a stinging pain across my face after he slaps me. He grabs my jaw and lifts my head so that I could look him in the eyes. How dare you run from me? How dare you let those mutts mark you? You are mine and mine alone, Henry yells through gritted teeth. I only look at him, since I couldn't find any energy to talk. He slams my head into the wall behind me, and I immediately knew that my skin split, since I could feel the blood running down my neck, even though it hurt. The pain wasn't so bad. The only real pain I was feeling come from my mating marks. As if Henry read my thoughts, he runs a finger over my marks. The pain increases and I scream as it feels like someone is burning me. He stops and smiles. My eyes have become blurry with unshaded tears. You are a stupid bitch. You will regret letting them mark you. After I'm done with you, you will beg me to kill you. And best of all is that they will feel how in pain you are. He laughs out, and sadness forms in my heart. I don't want them to feel my pain. That was never a part of my plan. Guilt washes over me as I realize my mistake. Henry presses my head against the wall and places his head in between my head and shoulder. Every time his breath hits my neck, it feels like a dozen needles are stabbing me. He moves closer to the place where the twins mark me, and he places a small kiss on it. Stop, I scream out of breath after I finally find my voice. My mating mark feels like it's being touched by acid. If you didn't want to feel this pain, you should have let those mutts marked you, he hisses out. I feel a rush of anger pass through me as he calls the twins mutts. What the fuck do you want? He growls and a man appears from the halls. I can't see him very well, since there is only a small, dim light in the room. We have a problem, his calm voice say, and Henry look furious. He takes a few short breaths and then looks into my eyes. We'll finish this later, princess, he says with a lustful glint in his eyes. When both the men leave, I let out a breath I didn't know I was holding. I really hope the twins didn't feel that, I silently pray. William's POV. One of our warriors and trackers were following Sophia and Henry, but we told them to stop when they entered a rogue pack territory. Grayson and I was busy planning a way to get Sophia back. Grayson suddenly fell to the ground and grunted in pain. I moved to him, but my legs gave in after the first step. My neck was burning, and my chest felt like a truck was resting on it. I struggled to breathe, and the pain just became worse. My wolf roars out in pain, and I soon hear Grayson's wolf also growl in pain. Sam comes running into our office and tries to help us. I feel my wolf servicing, and another growl erupts from my chest. Just as I was about to give control to my wolf, the pain stops. My chest fills with air and my head stops spinning. I look at Grayson and his pain also stopped. He stands up and throws our chair against the wall, the four roaring in his alpha tone. I move to him and places my hand on his shoulder. "Breathe, brother," I say in a calm voice, and watch as his chest rises and falls. After a few seconds he calms down, and I feel how his anger turns into sadness. "It was her pain," he whispers, and my heart breaks. He was right, the pain we felt was from her being hurt. My wolf cries for her, and I feel how water start to form in my eyes. I quickly shut them and try and calm myself. We will find her and make Henry pay for what he did to her. I say and mean it as a promise. He will have a slow death. My brother promises as well, and we nod to each other. "We are coming, Sophia." It has been 3 days since Henry took me. I don't know why the boys were taking so long in finding me, but I had a feeling if they don't come soon, something bad will happen. The first day, Henry kept his promise and came back later that day and finished what he started. The second day, I woke up tied to bed, but I managed to break my ropes and get out of the prison cell. I didn't get far, though, since Henry catches me. For punishment, I got 30 wipe latches, and afterwards, he poured alcohol over my wounds. Today, I was woken up by him wrapping me again, and when I bite him, I got a brutal beating. So right now, I'm laying on the floor, my bare chest pressed against the cold segment floor. I stare at my blood on the floor. My arms had long gashes on them, and my white latches reopened, and my nose felt broken. I love the coldness of the floor. It helps ease the pain. I also think I have a fever because I was swaying and my body was so hot, it almost felt like it was on fire. I press myself deeper against the floor as I feel pain run up my back. A small squeal escapes my mouth. The pain increases, and I shut my eyes, hoping it would stop soon. I finally let out a scream when the pain becomes unbearable. I hear my bones break. How is this possible? I stare as I see my fingers break in an unnatural way and shifts into a weird position. I scream again and try to move to my bed. As I crawl, I feel my eyelids become heavy, and soon the pain overtakes my consciousness, and I fall into a deep sleep. Henry's POV. I was so happy. I finally had everything. I had a rogue pack, which had about 170 wolves in. I had Sophia back, and I could use and abuse her like I wanted to. I had everything my control, and it felt great. Alpha King, I hear someone call. I loved hearing that name. I made my pack call me that since I knew I was better than all the other alphas. Yes, I call from my office, and Frederick Libeta entered. "We have a problem at the underground prison. It's Sophia," he says and looks worried. "What happens to her?" I ask and stand up from the back of my desk. "We don't know. She started to scream, so I sent 3 prison guards down, and when they hadn't reported back, I sent more down, and just come and see for yourself," he says and walks out of my office. I follow him to the front of the house. I stop in my tracks as I see the scene before me. A trail of body parts laid in front of the underground prison gate. It was the body parts of the guards. They were whipped to shreds. "Where is Sophia?" I ask my bait in a shaky voice. "I think she is still down in her cell," he says, but the uncertainty in his voice makes fear run down me. She is my only bargaining chip. If she dies, the alphas would kill me for sure. Every time they get close to our territory, I tell them to leave or I kill Sophia. "Go check," I say to him, and push him down the front door steps. He slowly makes his way down to the gate, and he enters the prison with caution. I wait a few minutes before I hear him scream rapidly. I move closer to the front door, and fear starts to entire my chest. A huge white wolf walks out of the prison. The wolf has Frederick's head in its snout. It growls when it locks eyes with me. I run into the house and lock the door. All warriors to the front door, I shout, and soon my warriors are in front of me. Attack the wolf, I yell as the white wolf breaks down the door. One by one, the warriors shift and attack the beast. I run up the stairs and hide in my office. I hear the screams of the pack members and of things breaking and being thrown around. After a few minutes, the commotion becomes silence. I slowly walk out from behind my desk and stare at my door. Before I could even do anything, the door flies at its hunches and breaks into splitters. The white wolf stands in the doorframe. Its once white coat, red and black with blood of my pack members. It slowly moves to me, and I move backwards. Its ice-cold blue eyes watching my every move. "Well, who are you?" I stater as my back hits the wall. We slowly move to the rogue's territory, and as we get closer, a weird smell hangs in the air. Something isn't right. William mind-links me. Everyone take extra precaution and be on high alert. Something might be going on. I link the rest of the pack, and William and I move forward with our pack behind us. As we get closer, I realize the smell is blood. "It's blood," I link to William. He stops and smells the air. "It is a lot of blood?" He licks me with a frown on his face. We start to get worried, so we walk a bit faster, and when we reach the pack house, my eyes widened. Dozen upon dozen body parts are laying on the lawn. The grass is covered in blood, and the pack house is on fire. We move closer to the pack house, and something is moving in the house. No, not something. Someone. Sophia. Sophia's POV. I wake up on the ground of someone's bedroom. My body is sore all over, and I feel extremely weak. Smoke fills my nose, and I slowly get up. Empty gasoline bottles are laying on the bedroom floor. I walk as fast as my body will let me to the bed, and I grab the bedspread. I cover my naked body and walk out of the room. I almost faint as I see the scene in front of me. Dead people are all over the place. It looks like they were attacked by a beast. My focus returns when a piece of the roof walls down, and it was on fire. I hurry to the staircase and move downwards. When I reach the entrance of the house, I want to puke. There are so many body parts and blood. People heads ripped off, blood smeared on the walls. It looked like a real horror show. I try to focus on the front door. Just get out of the house, I tell myself. When I reach the front door, I see my mates. They're here. They're finally here. Did they do all this? They move closer to the front door, and when I try to walk down the steps, I feel my legs buckle. My body finally feels the full effect of the trauma it went through, and my knees slam onto the stairs, and pain shoots up my body. My body slams against the cold segment. The pain soon fades when I feel the warmth feeling of my mate's arms around me. Grayson looks into my eyes, worried, written all over his face. He lifts me up, and I feel William try to cover me up with the bedsheet. "You came," I whisper to them, relief taking over my body. "Of course we did," William says and looks down at me. I lay my head on his chest, and for the first time in a very long time, I feel completely safe. I close my eyes, and darkness soon consumes me.